Alright, alright, alright. We're unmuting now. Hi. Hi, everybody. The
You know,
long-awaited fourth Rondo. The last Rondo before Splatoon 3. We have a literal Splatoon 3 Splatfest tomorrow. And we're here playing Splatoon 2 for one last time. Joined with me by, as always, is my good old co-host, Butterminer.
hello everyone. This has been truly the most rando of Rondo. Uh,
Truly,
I'm
indeed.
I don't know about par, but I'm personally pretty excited to end us off, at least on a fairly decent note for our random Rondo.
Yeah,
And
this has always been, in my opinion, one of the highlights of being able to like do stuff any given year. We make this an annual thing. It's really just we just throw all caution to the wind and invite insanity, which is exactly the spirit that we need to have in us for Splatoon 3. As we know, we are going to the City of Chaos, so let us embrace chaos one last time. So, as per usual, the Rondo is a weapon randomizer tournament. For those of you who are not familiar with how this works, we will be doing best of threes, single elimination in a bracket. It is on the Discord. You can do, I believe, exclamation PSL if you don't have access to the Discord. There should be a link there. If I am not stupid and actually have that still set up. But yeah, the bracket is there. We're going to have 5 sets of rule sets for the randomizer. And for our first round, which is only going to comprise of 1 match, but still going to be perfectly fine with that because it is a best of 3 with it. Our first round's theme is registered trademark. Now, those of you who might be a little bit familiar with the PSL might be aware of some of the names of the teams. Somehow, some of them have incorporated some various elements of Splatoon 2 into their very being. This theme borrows from one such team. A group of individuals who will stop at nothing to bring the smackdown on all of those below them. That's right, baby. This is a splashdown round. Butter, if you
and
could, go ahead and post the matchup.
our first off, starting with our weapons for Team Spicy Teriyaki, we're going to be seeing a clear Dapple Doolies, the Ink Brush, 96 Gal, Deco, and the Goo Tuber. Bringing us over to Team Mia Team, we're going to be seeing Blaster, Undercover Brella, the Kenza Sloshing Machine, and the Splatter Shot.
Yes, so for these 2 teams, I need you to join the PB. I am going to post the password in the Rondo channel now. Oh. You know what, actually, I'm stupid. Hold on a second. Give me a split second because I actually forgot the password in the 5 seconds it took. I'm on a roll right now. Okay, it is what I thought it was. Alright. Always a scuffed stream. It is never anything but a scuffed stream. Let's move the alert somewhere that's not like in the middle of the damn screen.
For a little bit of those who have not played, with the weapon selected, you may play any of them. We do not care as long as we see at least one of the weapons played well, all the weapons played by any player. It does not matter. You can change mid-set, and I mean, as long as you are still running all the weapons that were randomized for you, you are all good to go.
Yes, indeed. All right. So, for the maps that we are going to be playing with these sets, we are going to be playing Clam Blitz on New Albacore Hotel for Game 1. Game 2 will be Tower Control, Muscle Forge Fitness, and finally, if we go to a Game 3, it'll be Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard. The map list has been determined to be using the same map list as Splatoon, as our most recent PSL season, so you should not expect to see any maps that were not legal in our last system. Alright, so we have our teams in here. We've got a long show ahead of us tonight, so let's get the show on the road as I put down people who should be in the right teams So let's just make me cross-reference over here. I'm on Spectate.
Going over both of our teams, starting Team Spicy definitely has to their name a very spicy set of kits. Was that 96 gal allowing them to have a heavy amount of killing power, along with that GooTuber being a funny backline, and with two really aggressive other weapons to play along with. It's going to be very interesting to see how they take advantage of those two heavy weapons and two flank weapons to really push back or hold out areas against Team Mia team.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very chaotic way of opening up this whole thing. Splashdown is obviously known in the game for being probably one of the weaker specials, but if you put enough of it in the same place, the results end up being really funny. So we'll see just how well they can make the use out of this special in a mode where Splashdown can be potentially really devastating.
Definitely, and it's really good to see that we have a few amount of weapons that are really good at using the splashdown, specifically that 96 gal that can take really good advantage of it due to having that wall, and the undercover brawler, which allows it to really just get people off of it after its shield breaks.
Very good at using it defensively, yes.
Along with also having a really good the splatter shot, which has a really good kit with that burst bomb. Though the splashdown won't be as much of a use to it, just having that burst bomb is really good.
All right, we're loading in. We've got all of our teams ready to go.
Starting us off on Clam Blitz on New Albacore Hotel. Very wide open map, which is going to benefit that GooTuber and undercover brawler really well. So let's see how they put that type of positional advantage to use.
I meant to turn on the auto cam, but all right, well, I forgot to do that. I don't remember the control to do it, so we're just gonna follow the action as best as we can. We're starting off
RNL.
Oh, yes, it is RNL. Gotcha. Thank you. All right, so we're on board with Monkey right now, using the normal splatter shot. Honestly, the splatter shot with the burst bomb is offensively going to be really scary, although Monkey seems a little bit apprehensive on crossing the bridge right now. And there's our first splashdown jump. Doesn't seem to have found any targets, but ooh, Radon ends up getting knocked out by the gal.
Gal holding out position over the bridge, trying to get that splatter shot out of their position. Darth Bowser doing a good job at bringing the ball to their base, but it isn't doing too good at staying alive as the rest of Team Spicy is doing their best to hold back and wait for their splashdowns or just for the opportunity to get back into mid and start playing more, zoning out the enemy.
You know, right now Monkey has just been kind of stuck behind this bridge, getting zoned out by this 96 gal. Another splashdown goes down, doesn't find any targets over the background. A little bit of a fight going on. The blaster manages to take out the GooTuber. Got another splashdown going down. 96 Gal putting in a ton of work right now, keeping things at a stalemate.
Just keeps going, though, finding the opportunities to get those picks. The brush does go down, but the splashdown jump, finding one along with getting the ball into the basket. Icy able to almost take out Monkey there, but goes down, though they did get that one ball into the basket. Mia team, though, is going the distance, getting that extra picks and holding out in mid. Go and just continuing to push up and go. Splashdown from Radon, finding the pick on that 96, though it is going to force him to back up and wait for the rest of their team to come back and wait for that push.
Now that they have points on the board, however, now we are not going to end up getting overtime in this Clam Blitz. I was a little bit worried about it given how the first half of this match was going, but now that we have gotten a score down... Ooh, another attempted push gets stuffed. 2 goes down. And then a third. Ooh, very good defense.
Currently, it's just the Blaster who has their splashdown and might be trying to get a bit of aggressive, but will be going down. The Sloshing Machine doing their best to try and hold out mid. Well-placed splashdown will put them in a disadvantage, though they do get the pick off of that. Going into mid, continuing their push. They have that splashdown and are trying to look to get aggressive with it, but they are going down to splashdown. Radon doing an amazing job at pulling out their shield just before that splashdown landed, saving them.
Still took out a little bit of the momentum. Ooh, Eris manages to get that basket opened up just before going down. Unfortunately, the rest of the team not quite able to capitalize. Mickey trying to salvage whatever they can out of this, but unfortunately, the push is stopped there. Although now it's going to take more than just a single power clam to tie this back up.
As Mickey continues to make that push, doing a great job at just doing what a 96 needs to do, which is holding out that one spot and being really annoying and waiting for them to get too aggressive and hitting that splashdown button. Getting their clams together and readying their team for that push. Splashdown from Radon as Team Spicy is really trying to hold out here, though 2 of them do go down.
I'm just adjusting some of the audio levels because apparently the in-game volume was a little low. Let me know how this is. All right, Icy manages to find a pick with the torpedo. Still kind of a little bit of a defense going on right now, but right now there needs to be a push going in at some point. Rebel needs to find a way to break through the defense. A little bit tough considering there's a GooTuber and a 96 gal to break through, especially considering there's a wall on them. But it's possible that they could find a hole somewhere. Especially now that their initiation is now gone. The brush is down for another couple seconds. 3 down, actually.
Ooh, 3 down.
This is their time.
There is a super clam in play.
Yeah, though they're really far away. They really need to get into the basket, like, really soon, because they only got about, like, 25 seconds left before they're going to be locked out. And with 2 down going into overtime, this is going to be really dicey. Oh!
The weird throw-over isn't going to help much. Splashdown from Darth Bowser, wall comes up, and that's looking like it's going to be game right there.
Quite unfortunate. It is not going... Unfortunately, not quite able to maneuver a good enough offense to break the stalemate. However, I believe that means, I believe this means that right here we've got our Team Spicy going into the next game with 1 up.
They sure are. And speaking of our next game, we're going to be going on over to Tower Control on Muscle Forge Fitness, which is going to be a complete different play than what just happened, as it's really going to be a switch up on which teams have the advantage. Coming in for Mia team, they're going to be having that blaster, which is going to be really crucial coming into that tower control, along with having that undercover brawler, allowing them to stay on the tower longer than they normally could.
I just had to respond to a DM really quick. There were a couple of last-minute substitutions that needed to happen because of these things happen. It is a tournament at the end of the day. So, all right, we've taken enough of a break here. The weapons are remaining the same throughout the set.
They sure are. The only thing that is going to be changing is going to be the map, and if you decide to switch up your weapons or not. But Team Mia team decided that they aren't going to switch it up at all. They are confident in what their team can do with these weapons and are ready to do it. Mick is probably going to be switching it up a bit, but only time will tell, and we are ready to get a move on. Let's see some tower control and that Muscle Forge fitness with the splashdowns.
Okay, just...
Very well. You'll never guess that there's a very similar comp coming out from both teams, as that's what we like to see. So Blaster really allowing them to open up with a faster start, really looking to get this opening pick off.
Alright, yeah. Alright, that's all that sorted out now, so let's get back to all of this. Thank you everyone for the follows and subs. There's gonna be a... there's so much I can't really get to it right now, and there's a tournament going on. So yeah. Right now we've got... this is going to be a match where I feel as if Team Spicy might have a little bit of trouble, just because of the fact that Radon, by some miracle, ended up getting what I would consider to be his main with the splashdown undercover Brella.
It is very unfortunate, but I mean, as we can see, Radon is just doing what he needs to do with that umbrella, and he's doing it very well. Darth Bowser looking to maybe get that splashdown off, goes in the mid, gets that perfectly on the tower, finding one pick and getting the Tower Rider off of there, as it's the 96 in middle, zoning them out. Getting that pick was just the clear dapples remaining, as the rest of Team Mia team is searching for that dapples and trying to get them out of here to get way more points off of that push.
Splashdowns keep on flying. These last couple haven't found any targets. Another one coming down. It looks like it also manages not to find anyone. Oh, 3 down go down.
As it's just the Blaster who gets
a
double kill. Going for the triple. He has his splashdown, though.
Ran out of ink. Icy manages to take the tower, and Team Spicy is now riding.
Though Icy does fall off and gets splashdown canceled. Radon going in for that pick on the tower. Tower Rider is down, as 2 on Team Spicy Teriyaki are now currently down, as the Brush is forced to retreat, though they don't retreat very far and are gonna be trying to push back in, but going down to the Blaster.
Alright. Get a little bit of a reset going on. The geometry protecting Radon from that splashdown manages to get one in return. Couple of jumps coming in. Always got to be wary of super jumps when it's an all splashdown match. Mike Kirby gets taken out. Tower's resting on the checkpoint, but not quite there.
Very low scoring match. A nice splashdown pick from Missy Aries right there, as the Brush is continuing to do brush things and getting really aggressive and making sure the enemy team cannot rest for any type of seconds at all. Brush is now currently tagged, as they are backing off because of that. Radon forcing the enemy team off of this tower with a well-placed splashdown, and just continuing to keep up that aggressiveness with that extremely useful shield to keep them alive.
The combined pressure going on from Mia team is just pretty nuts. We have Radon to constantly be harassing, but Miss Garris just manages to get up onto the platform, which provides the opportunity that Spicy needed in order to actually take the checkpoint and take the lead back.
It's a very close game that we're seeing right now, as both teams have just barely passed the first checkpoint with a minute left on the clock. Radon accidentally killing his teammate by opening up his shield on the suction bomb, which is unfortunate to see, though they do take a lead off of that, but not for very long, but doesn't get much else off of that. Icy jumping into that burst bomb, but we'll be healing that off very quickly. Blaster looking to get very aggressive here, finding one of their picks, as they are looking to get back into the middle. Icy trying to go for a splashdown jump, not finding it, as the tower is now in control of Mia team.
Radon and Darth Bowser just kind of stuck in a little bit of a corner. Darth Bowser ends up being put into a position where he can't get out of the splashdown at all. Mickey's leaning onto the tower, but unfortunately gets bullied off by 2 team members. there's going to be a lot of room to continue going, and Spicy does not have much room that they need to get over the other team in order to get lead back. However, right now it's proving to be very difficult with all the resistance that they have. This weapon loadout ends up being really good for defending Muscle Forge as this battle of inches continues.
With 30 seconds left on that clock, Team Spicy knows that they need to get aggressive and continue to get their position. Icy going down to a ink mine as Team Spicy is getting the points that they need. 50, 65. Radon needs to get them off there. Mickey's on the tower. Getting pushed off the tower. As they do, the lead is not switched, though Icy does find that one pick, though he goes down with 5 seconds left on the clock. Team Spicy needs to find these picks on the tower, but they won't be finding it.
The miracle defense at the exact point where lead would have switched. Radon and another team member manages to get 2 onto the tower and push them off, securing their win and bringing us to a game 3. Great effort from Spicy Takoyaki, but man, Mia Team has shown that they are not out of this game yet.
Which means that we are going on to a game 5 on Rainmaker Surgeon Shipyard. I do have to say, for this match and match-up in particular, I'm going to have to say that Spicy definitely has the advantage coming into this. With their amazing ability to hold out with that 96 and the ink brush allowing them to get really fast positions, this might be a run and gun for Team Spicy. If they can get that early pop on the Rainmaker and find 1 or 2 picks, that it might be over.
All right, so Sturgeon Shipyard Rainmaker, splashdowns only. This is the final game of round 1. Let's see what Spicy Takoyaki and Mia Team can bring to the table here. Splashdown not usually my first choice when you're bringing specials to a Rainmaker match, but it can still help out in a whole bunch of ways. Zoning out territory, helping to get a last-second pop on the Rainmaker, and there's plenty of choke points where a well-put splashdown can just temporarily stall a push.
Definitely. But do keep in mind of those teams that are playing right now, you have put on an amazing show and are definitely going to be a high bar set for the rest of the teams. But let's get going on with splashdown opening from both teams. Going in for that push. It is contested to start, though Team Mia Team will be popping that Rainmaker first, going for the aggressive play, forcing the rest of Team Spicy back into the courtyard, continuing to go with that Rainmaker, but they aren't going to be making it very far.
In spite of the fact that it seemed like Mia Team actually ended up getting the push, the pop, it was actually Spicy that actually managed to get the first thing, and they're going for the big jump. At least Radon is, but unfortunately, it looks like the Rainmaker hasn't managed to follow in time. Even though Radon is running roughshod over this area at the moment. With
3 down on the side of Team Spicy, the Rainmaker might just be able to run it right now. Radon going in for that push, finding themselves in a great position for a splashdown, finding the brush. It is just the Rainmaker who needs to run it right now. Finding a pick.
Oh my god! Triple kill
going down to a well-placed suction bomb. That is unfortunate, though the Mia Team is currently alive, though they have 2 down. Close to the Rainmaker, though. Well, played push from Mia Team.
This is 100% favoring Spicy right now. They're going to opt to reset the Rainmaker, retake map control. There's a ton of paint that needs to be done. They feel confident that they can prevent that Mia Team from taking this Rainmaker jump once again. But with that big lead, it's going to be a tough ask for them to retake it here.
Was that Rainmaker finding 2 people in mid, though Icy taking out 2 more to compensate for that. Team Spicy will be getting that Rainmaker pop, though with Radon behind, Radon's almost going to be finding a pick. Brush doesn't kill him in time. Mickey goes down as Radon is continuing to make his push and going down to that brush.
Scared manages to stop all of that, puts down a splashdown, manages to steal the Rainmaker away. Unfortunately, there's a splatter shot right on their trail, and with the splatter shot's high rate of fire, they should be able to quickly pop and start doing another counter push.
Throwing the Rainmaker shots almost everywhere to get that paint on the ground, which they really desperately need. Gootiber going down in middle as the push continues. Splashdown, canceling another splashdown with the Rainmaker, grabbing that splashdown on the end, as it's 2v2 right now with that splashdown fight going on with Radon.
Alright, so we're now going back to Mia team having the Rainmaker. Spicy in position to defend. Mike Kirby up in an advantageous position for a Goop Tuber. Rainmaker ends up going down with some bomb pressure helping out. Looks like Spicy Takoyaki is going to end up stabilizing here and might be able to get into for another push, but with 2 down going all of a sudden, now all of a sudden the tables have turned, 3 down even. This could be the killer push. They're going to go for the jump again, but a well-placed Splat Bomb is going to stop that in its tracks, and we still have 1:30 left with what appears to be a stalemate.
Team Spicy finding the triple kill that they needed in that very crucial time. Radon sitting in middle, though, was that splashdown, finding the position, saving themselves from that, well, getting splashdown right there. With 2 down, though, the Rainmaker will get popped out, as it is, though, a 2v3 right now in the favor of Team Spicy. Team Spicy, though, not respecting Radon. Radon going for the splashdown, taking out the brush, as that allows the rest of Team Mia team to get in there and get the picks that they need.
Undercover Umbrella trying to tank damage, trying to get to the vulnerable people, but unfortunately unable to tank all the fire that's coming down. The Rainmaker ends up getting reset over there just to waste a little bit of extra time. We'll see if that ends up panning out. 2 people are in mid. Mickey managing to get one of them. Right now it's looking a little dicey, but they're running out of time right now if they want to get another push in.
Though it is just one person, it is just Radon, though he is getting that double kill, going for the splashdown, finding the triple kill. Can he get the quad right now? He is going for Icy, and he doesn't get the triple kill, but he stalls it just enough for the rest of Team Mia team to pick up the Rainmaker and hold it out for that extra 10 seconds that they need to hold it. Monkey just needing to really just back up right now. Is going to be backed up into the void.
The knockback of a Splat Bomb, unfortunately, giving it a chance for overtime to take effect. 2 go down. They manage to get the Rainmaker. It's do or die now. If they do not manage to get this, that is it. Monkey almost is able to assassinate Icy right here. They're trying desperately to get that jump, but unfortunately, too many bombs, too much paint. They're not able to do it. And shockingly, that is it for Spicy Takoyaki, and Mia team will be moving on to the next round. After such a dominant game 1.
Thank you, Team Spicy, for joining us in this. Unfortunately, though, you will be out for the count. Though, thank you for enjoying our Rondo for this time. For the rest of you, get ready for some more randomness as we're heading onto our second round, the Mile High Club.
Yes, Butters, I have to update the bracket. I will, so I would like you to just let me know. I would like you to let everyone know what the gimmick is and also who we're going to be following for this round.
For our gimmick today, as we said, the Mile High Club, and a lot of you ended up guessing this one correctly. We are going to be doing inkjets only, but keep in mind for those who are watching, for those on the Discord, Team Blorbo versus Team Mia team and Team 7 versus Team 5 will be doing the first one I post, whereas the stream events, which are going to be Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph versus Team Embers, you will be doing the second one that we will post, and Team X3, or Team versus Team 3, we will get yours posted soon, as you will be right after Mia Paragraph versus Embers.
Yes, so Mia Paragraph and Embers, you will be the next ones up for this set. Yeah, we're going to have 2 of the rounds going to be happening off stream, 2 of the matches happening off stream. There really wasn't a workaround around this. If we were streaming the entirety of this round, it would probably end up pushing us way later than we really can realistically go. So, yeah. If Butters was actually able to stream, we probably would be able to at least get those on a stream, but unfortunately, not really capable at the moment. Keep your eyes peeled on the Rondo channel. All the information is going to be posted there.
We are trying to get it out as fast as possible, though, to Team 7 versus Team 5, feel free to, or I mean, Team Paragraph versus Embers, feel free to join the chat or join the private battle, as we'll get this underway fairly soon.
Yeah. And I'll also just say, feel free to just send me a DM with the results, because otherwise I feel like it's going to get lost somewhere.
Either that or posted in results.
Right, who's joining now? Yep, okay, yeah, so, people who are coming into the private lobby right now is, yeah, Team Embers. And the other one who I need is Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. Or Didn't Write a Paragraph, as they've shortened it. And I didn't update the bracket image. So as a reminder that, so yeah, just as a reminder, the map list that was just posted, where Butters was pinging Alexis, Radon, Outlaw, and Springs, you guys are going to be the ones who are not going to be on stream for this round. Once we go into semis, we'll be back to streaming everything, but yeah, we're going to just see what the bottom half of the bracket looks like for this first foray, for this second round.
Alrighty, and starting us off, as our theme was said earlier, we are at the Mile High Club, which means that we are at inkjets only, high riding in the sky. Starting us off with our weapons for Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. You get a F on your assessment, and you will have to be seeing me after class. Along with that, you will also be playing the Tenactech Splatter Shot, the Octobrush, the Galugadoolies, and the Custom Blaster. Coming from Team Embers, thank you for writing us a paragraph. You will be getting a grade very soon. The ballpoint, you'll be playing the Ballpoint Splatling, the Galugadoolies, Nautilus 79, and the Fresh Squiffer.
We are going all in on Inkjet for this particular round. This is my personal favorite special in this game. I love the Jetpack Bazooka, and I'm very happy that it's coming back in Splatoon 3. Although I kind of hope that it's actually viable without armor being around. Good riddance to armor, by the way.
For real. And why couldn't they have done that to Tenna Missiles? At least they made it better, but, like, still.
Yeah, Tenna Missiles doesn't look like it's going to be as bad.
But still.
We're just waiting on more of
Well, I guess more on Splatoon 3 whilst we wait. I guess we should. What team are you feeling right now? We're gonna get a bit political in here. What Splatfest team are you thinking?
paper.
Good choice.
I'm always paper gang.
I'm always a paper, but I probably won't be playing paper just because I want to play with other people. I'm paper in spirit. Get what I'm saying? I posted this entire thing, but as I'm going to say again, Team Paper is the weird jank mid-tier option that's always cool because it counters the high tier. Brock is the lame high tier that everyone picks because they think it's good. Then Scissors is the, like, pretty okay high tier that, like, most people play, but end up losing to Rock. And then they pocket Paper because it's, like, a weird jank that takes out Rock. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that as a no.
Sorry, I'm answering DMs right now. Trying to get this shit sorted.
We'll open this up to you too, chat. Yes, you, the person that is watching the video now. What do you think the team is going to win? And do you agree with my assessment? Dude, it's not about the team. You can't select the team for the mascot. You gotta select the team for what you actually think it is. That's how we get things like everyone just selecting Marina because she's hot. Like, that's just lame, bro. You're weird. You gotta select it to be extremely political.
Yep. We're getting everything sorted
Also
out
the
for the
color-
match, by the way. But yeah.
Also,
I'm
the
team-
color of the... Sorry. Also, the
Yeah.
color of the ink is 100% acceptable. I will also accept that as an answer.
That is fair. I picked Team Paper because I usually pick paper in RPS. Anyone who plays me in Yu-Gi-Oh can attest to that.
Anyone that has played Dokapon with me can also contest to that. Speaking of which, I lost the save.
Oh, son of a bitch. I was wondering about that.
Well, not the... Actually, no. I didn't lose the save. I left the save at home.
Oh, okay, so we're not getting back to that, huh?
Not until after October.
Well,
which is fine because that's also the same time that I will be getting my better setup.
three-way ice cream
well-
Splatfest? What would the flavors be?
Chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. Like the...
Why strawberry?
Because the Napoleon or whatever it's called.
Like, chocolate and vanilla, I think, are... Yeah, sure. But I feel as if also mint might also have a potential ability to be
but
an
like when
option
you...
there.
It would... But the thing is like when you... There's I forget what it's called. Is it Napoleon? Or Neapolitan, I'm sorry, my bad.
Neapolitan.
Because that's like a very common 3 to see together.
I guess so, yeah. You know what? That makes sense.
And honestly, it's like... If you select vanilla, like, why?
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but vanilla is the best tasting one for me. Strawberry is a weak ice cream flavor. I wouldn't say weak, but it's not my preference. Chocolate is weird. I feel as if, like, sometimes... I feel like chocolate ice cream is always hit or miss. You either get, like, something that's really, really good, or something that's just kind of mediocre. Vanilla, I feel like, is just consistently good.
Vanilla makes me consistently sad. Which just might be a thing about me and ice cream, but, like, still... I much prefer a good old, I prefer chocolate, because at least when I'm eating chocolate, like, I don't know. At least I'm feeling something, like anger.
Yeah.
I feel anger, I feel an immense anger whenever I have strawberry ice cream. I think that always tastes bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh, if
wouldn't
it
say
has
always.
strawberry... If it has strawberry pieces in it, I'm literally throwing it.
Not a fan of strawberries?
No, not an ice cream. I'm
Alright,
not
fair.
trying to have some dried I'm not trying to, when I'm eating ice cream, I ain't trying to chew on something crunchy.
God, if this actually is a Splatfest theme, we're gonna be going to fucking town about these ice cream opinions, I swear. Uh... I will say, I do like chocolate in the context of, like, not, like, necessarily ice cream, but, like, in the sense of, like, milkshakes, I think it works a lot better.
Definitely, yeah.
Or, like, used on, like, as an ingredient in another ice cream flavor that has, like, bits in it or whatever. Like a Rocky
Okay,
Road,
no,
yeah,
no.
that would probably be, like, a decent use for it, yeah. By itself, I'm just not really a big fan.
Who likes orange chocolate ice cream?
Honestly, I'd try it. I've never had it, but I'd try it. Mint,
I
no,
would,
never.
but like, why? Why would you? Who invented that? I
See,
need to
like,
fight them.
I get the ones that, like, mix in fruit. I don't get it when it mixes mint. I am personally of the opinion that if you mix mint and chocolate together, it is disgusting. That's just how my taste buds work.
I
Anyway,
don't
we
understand
have...
why you. I don't understand why you want to put mint in ice cream. Like when I eat ice cream, I ain't trying to have my like taste buds burning from the mint, or
God.
like having that weird mint aftertaste.
This is going to be something that I highlight later, I think. We're going to rein this in now. We have everyone ready. We've been keeping everyone waiting long enough. Rainmaker, Mako Mart, you guys are going on Bravo team because that's how the bracket's set up. If I'm not mistaken.
Damn, you guys got tags and everything.
Yeah, you did. They did. It's pretty shocking.
Nice going, honestly. That's huge.
Okay. Didn't write a paragraph, and Embers. Rainmaker, make a mart.
I'm personally here to root for Team Embers because they actually wrote me a paragraph and listened to the actual sign-up sheet. So they are personally getting my my vote, and it also is definitely not rigged towards their favor. We definitely did not re-roll the weapons until we thought it was better for Team Embers. I would never do that.
Oh yeah, I will mention, by the way, yeah, I actually, I do like coffee ice cream as well. I think it is good.
What? Okay, well, I also just don't like coffee to begin with, so...
That's fair. I have coffee daily, so...
I just can't stand the taste of it. It's way too bitter. And, like, at the point where I have to put in, like, creamer, sugar, it's already, like, too much.
That's fair.
Though I will say, almond creamer, oh no, hazelnut creamer with coffee, that slaps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love hazelnut creamer. I don't get to have it that often because we don't keep it in the house. We usually just keep half and half, which is kind of boring.
Yeah.
But
And
whatever.
French vanilla. Those are the only two that I like.
Alrighty, so we are now going into Rainmaker Make 'em Art.
No,
Finally,
enough talking about
after all these food conversations.
enough talking about food. Time to watch video game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, coffee, breakfast. It's a breakfast drink, but it's also a dessert drink. Cause, yeah, breakfast is actually a dessert half the time.
As we are continuing to get on to our match, we have a very, well, non-aggressive lineup coming from Team Embers, whereas Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph has a very aggressive comp compared to them. It's going to be very interesting to see which team ends up taking this, as we have our first inkjet in the air right now. You'll love to see it as an inkjet duel is happening right now.
Oh, the direct!
Team Embers taking the first kill on that, as another inkjet is coming out from Team Embers, who is finding another pick. They have another inkjet ready to go, keeping them constantly in the air as they go for the next inkjet. Two are currently in the air, going nuts, finding a triple kill as they have one person left to, well, Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph have one person left, and they do find them picks just a bit late, though.
Very good push to start things out, but with 3 down, it's going to be a very nice counter push to have. They should be able to stabilize, get back to mid, and start positioning for another team fight. With the Inkjets, it's actually not so bad to be constantly outranged by the team of 3 backlines, but although the Squiffer is kind of straddles the line a little bit. Because you have the pressure from the Rainmaker as well as the pressure from the Inkjets, you can still poke at them from beyond your normal weapon range, but the fact that they're reliant on the special is going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to push in.
But as soon as they are able to get in there, that team is really good at continuing to make their pushes, whereas Team Embers definitely has to wait a little bit as we are going to be seeing an exhaust kill from the Inkjet. That is hilarious. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Those are my favorites.
As Team Ember is going to be able to get the Rainmaker pop. An Inkjet is coming out. 2 Inkjets, one on Team Embers, the other is on Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, as both teams are trying to get the other to stop pushing towards that Rainmaker, as it is looking like it is going to reset.
Yeah, the reset will come out. We do have an Inkjet advantage on blue. We have, Didn't Write a Paragraph currently have a small special advantage. They decide to pop it, decide to try and zone out anyone who might be a little bit too close. Looking like they are going to find a pick on the Nautilus, and that should open up an opportunity for a push here.
As both teams are really looking to get in there, as Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph will be finding an opening pick on the Galuga Dualies, as that Blaster is trying to get into their, well, into a better position to find themselves another pick. Suction Bomb stopping them from going. Galuga's going down on the side of Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. Inkjet coming out from the new Squiffer, as 2 Inkjets are currently in the air. Make that 3 Inkjets currently in the air, as always Salty just barely gets out of there.
That right there is a difficult sell. M managing to assassinate the Rainmaker and get out alive before anything manages to come out of that. Cosmic Kitty, unfortunately, ends up going down to a pop. Nautilus in a pretty bad position right now, ends up getting picked off. M in position to start wreaking havoc, but with 2 low HP, the ballpoint ends up picking them off.
As the Rainmaker is picked up once again by Team Embers, they are looking to make, well, to extend their lead that they currently have. Holding out a bit in the mid, though. 2 of them go down. Inkjet is trying to be made by that Nautilus, who is pushing up and finding themselves the pick that they really needed whilst they wait for the rest of their team to come back from their spawn.
Rolling a Blaster, by the way, when it's an all Inkjet format, by the way, is actually incredible, because Blaster itself is just so good at stuffing Inkjets if it's in range. Jump out, managing to save their life. The Rainmaker is currently a little bit stuck in the corner here, but it looks like with a little pick, they're going to start being able to push forward. Embers is looking to try and see if they can find a way forward, maybe use this block to get another push started, but they're winding down the clock, which is also important. Less than 30 seconds left, and Didn't Write Me a Paragraph is going to need to use all that time that they need to get a counter push started. Getting 2 down right now is going to be a good start.
Inkjet getting camped right at the end. 17 seconds is left on that clock. Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph needs to do a way better push than they did writing me a paragraph, as they are really going to be needing to hold out on that Rainmaker and really be successful with his push, unlike how they were successful with writing me a paragraph.
Cosmic goes down. It's a 3v3 right now. Always Salty getting sniped by a Rainmaker after a Suction Bomb was there to lay down some pressure. And that's going to be it. Embers is going to take game 1.
Team Embers doing me good as representing the staff team and punishing those who didn't write me a paragraph. I'm not gonna be... you guys didn't write me a paragraph, so you get to hear me moan about how you didn't write me a paragraph.
It looks like we also have our first result in Team 7, but Naruto ended up triumphing over Team 5. Yes, that's what they renamed to.
Wait.
Team 7, but Naruto. That's their name, yes.
Oh. I thought you said Team 7 renamed to Team 7.
Anyway, going on from here, Didn't Make Me a Paragraph versus, where are we going again? Let me pull that up. We're going to Tower Control Walleye.
And this definitely is looking like it is going to once again favor Team Embers, as a wide open map that allows for really good sight lines is what Team Embers really wants with their weapon set.
Not only good sightlines, but also a lot of choke points. This is often what I consider to be a map mode combination that it always results in a battle of inches. You end up with a whole bunch of matchups where, like, it feels as if it's so hard to push a tower one way or the other that, like, that the game ends up being decided by only a few points half the time. That being said, it is Walleye Warehouse. It is possibly the definition of a map that encourages spawn camping. So we will see whether or not the teams are able to break through the oppressive choke points and actually manage a KO.
Definitely. But as we are, it seems that both teams are looking to switch up which weapons are played by who. To start us off, it's going to be interesting to see which person decides to pick up which weapons, and really to see how each team really comes in to how they are deciding to come into this match, knowing how the other team just played with their weapons. If we're going to be seeing a lot more of a laid-back start from Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph to maybe get their specials up like Team Embers did, or if we're going to see an even more aggressive push coming out from either team.
We will see. We have 5 seconds left. I will say, by the way, it is interesting how we have a Gluga dually on each team, but the rest of the team varies so wildly in terms of playstyle that, like, the Gluga is basically kind of the glue that holds the team together in a weird way.
It is. It's, weirdly enough, for Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, it ends up being more of the midline or anchor of the set. Whereas for Team Embers, it really ends up being the most aggressive weapon to be played.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting how the same weapon, because of the different team, ends up fulfilling a different role. P-Tech ends up going down really quick, but the Squiffer ends up falling not long after, so this is already going to be a little bit of a scrappy game, it looks like.
As both teams are really trying to vie for that control over mid, the Galuga dualies on Team Embers is going to get back into the backline, going to be going up against the Blaster, going down as that's 2 down on the side of Embers. Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, noticing this, getting off their Inkjet to start, getting sniped by the Squiffer. A huge pick by Team Embers, as Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph is currently trying to hold out for that extra points on the tower.
So far, so good. Didn't write a paragraph is going past checkpoint 1, managing to ride this momentum, using the Inkjet now to bully the Swiffer and managing to get them out of there. 3 go down on Embers. This is a dominant push right now. So much for a battle of inches.
Though 2 go down on the side of Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. Blaster and the Galugas are the only one left. Galuga's going down as it is just the Blaster who has some teammates of his dropping to them, though they are going to be quickly taken out. A well-placed auto bomb almost takes out the Nautilus as they are looking to get back in that mid position, though the Galuga dualies on Team Embers goes down to a well-placed suction bomb. Inkjet's coming out from both sides.
No stealth jump looking to be coming out of any of the team members on either team, so the backliners have a really easy time camping any jump points or Inkjet points to punish any carelessly placed jumps.
As Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph is continuing to push up, getting both 2 Inkjets going, though one goes down. Always salty, pushing up with their Inkjet, taking out the Galuga dualies, then the Nautilus, and then the Swiffer. That's a wipe on the side of Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, and doing a lot better than they did at writing me a paragraph. They will be taking the second game.
Wow, that was dominant. I am actually surprised they managed to push through a triple backline / midline comp, and just managing to just use their good aggression and to just actually just take this game right then and there.
That was huge from both teams, as really that's
to game
exactly
3.
what they wanted to see, as we are now heading on over to game 3.
Going over to the map that I am sure is not coming back to Splatoon 3 even in post-launch, the Reef. Which is my personal favorite map in the game. Call me basic if you want. I just really like it. I also liked Urchin Underpass in Splatoon 1. Do not at me.
Which one was Urchin Underpass?
That was the one that was added to Mario Kart 8 as a battle course.
Oh, that was there was like the weird skate park one.
Yeah, a little bit.
The one that had that weird jump in the mid that had like a weird river. Yeah.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, Splat Zone's Reef. Let's get going. This one I feel as if is going to be a lot less swingy. The way that the zones are laid out are going to lend this to be much more of a back and forth, I think, with these two teams, and it's much harder to completely. And it's much more difficult to completely shut out a team.
It definitely is a lot harder to shut out a team on this map than it is a lot of the other maps. So but it will be very interesting to see how each team decides to play this. As team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph will be probably coming into this with a lot better of a position than the other team. Or than Team Embers, as they have a lot more of a paint-heavy comp compared to Team Embers. But Team Embers definitely has the way better of an ability to hold that middle bridge than the other team.
And right now it is like we kept saying, it's a battle of having a stable line to fall back on versus a team that is very good at being aggressive. We are going to see which of the two playstyles ends up triumphing over each other as we go into this Inkjet-filled version of the Reef.
As we are getting on to our final match of this round, it's going to be very interesting to see which team will be moving on to our semifinals, as the Blaster on 3 go down on the side of Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, as it is just the Galugas left. Team Embers is getting that zone and holding it to start. This is exactly what Team Embers wants to be seeing, as they have a lot better of a range than Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph.
Ember's out for blood to start out, using Toxic Mist and the ballpoint's extreme range to slow down the pushback. One Ink Mine goes down. The Ink Mine's actually being very decent on this particular map because of the fact that the zones are so small. An Ink Mine can easily make it a lot harder for a zone to flip as a result of one being defensively placed there.
Team didn't write me a paragraph flipping the zones, but just briefly, as it is now just 2 people remaining left on the playing field. Always Salty and that Brush going in for the plays, though Always Salty goes down.
Tau Panda maneuvering that ballpoint excellently, going aggressive when they need to, but always managing to stay in a good position to stop anyone from getting any funny ideas. They're managing to catch out anyone who tries to get a little bit over aggressive. Cosmic Kitty goes down as one such example, being surrounded by enemy ink. Always Salty trying to leverage that inkjet to try and get the ballpoint and assassinate them, but not quite able to do so. More inkjet flying. There's only 10 seconds left. They managed to flip the zone though, so we're still not out of it yet. 3 down briefly.
And it is just the ballpoint on the side of Team Embers, as Team Embers is trying to push back in, which will definitely be very hard for them, as Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph is a lot better at holding positions than they are, well, pushing up against Team Embers.
Yeah, that being said, Embers is still, like, mostly a kill weapon comp, so they don't have a whole lot of range on them. I believe the Gluga is the longest range thing that they have, but with all of that in mind, they should be able to leverage the inkjet to try and keep things under control. A lot of pressure going out. The Exhaust trying to get the Nautilus, but unfortunately still alive. 2 are down on Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. Clock is ticking, but M is doing their damnedest to keep everything in their court.
The zone flipping is very big for Team Embers, as that allows them to have more time to play and really allows them to have more time to push in and more time to mess up. With 2 minutes left on that clock, Team Embers is still firmly in the lead, though they do have 50 points of penalty to get through before they can start counting away towards that victory.
So far, so good. We have honestly a huge penalty now going in for both teams at this moment. So it's going to be harder for anyone to actually get a lead back. But right now, the momentum seems to be in Didn't Write a Paragraph's court right now, as there seems to be a bit of funneling in on Ember's side. Nautilus managing to help stabilize. Everyone seems to be respawning and getting around the same time, but they've got so many ink mines, so much pressure to get through. Luga goes down.
3 inkjets coming out from Team Embers, finding the Galuga Dualies as finding the K-Shot, not the Galuga Dualies, as it's the Nautilus and that ballpoint trying to take out the Galuga Dualies. The Galuga Dualies are being so low and almost taking out the Knot, which they do, though the zone flips on the side of Team Embers, which is huge for them, as putting that 48 penalty on Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph might cost them an overtime, as penalty is taking away from them. Zone is flipped back to neutral, but back to them, as specials are being charged at them, as they are currently looking to be in a special advantage.
Once again, with Didn't Write a Paragraph being bullied away from the zone, it is going to be a little bit tough for them to get back in, but Cosmic Kitty trying to find an opportunity, unfortunately gets stuffed. Purple Fire almost managing to find a flank, but unfortunately gets caught as they're activating the inkjet, and the penalty is gone. This is looking like a KO right now.
With 6, 5, 4, no one's good. The zone does flip right at the last second. Team Embers does have a chance to paint over it, but they are unable to do so. With 11 seconds left on that clock, Team Embers really just needs to hold out this zone. If they can keep it neutral, they are unable to do so. Though they do find a pick on the blaster with 1 zone flipped, all they have to do is get the other zone flipped. With 3 down, this might be a lot easier than said. And Team Embers, thank you for doing your due diligence and writing me a paragraph and beating the team that didn't. Congratulations to both teams. I guess thank you, Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph, for playing.
No,
Am you excused from this?
We are 100% thankful for you to come in and help us celebrate Splatoon 2 one last time. What a good set. That was once again another one that went to game 3. We had a really interesting matchup going on, and right now we're going to move on from this set to what is probably my favorite matchup in this bracket right now. We're going to be going on to Team versus Team 3.
We have 3 teams versus Team 3. You get what we're saying? If not, we're not here to explain it to you. I mean, unless we are, which we can sit you down and we can. I mean, we could give you a class after this, but like, it's gonna cost you a bit. But like, you know, we can discuss pricing later. Speaking of discussing pricing, we'll go ahead and post this. Who is playing? Team, and Team 3. So we will do who is on top.
Well, it looks like we have our other results. Team Blorbo has beaten Mia Team 2-0.
Congratulations to both teams that played. Thank you for those who did play and are currently out. We appreciate you for joining us. Someone has to, unfortunately, be out in our first rounds, but we thank you for taking the time to join us, and I hope you had a great time whilst you were playing.
Yes. All right.
Oh, Team 3. As we will be going.
We are about to be
sorry
posting the stuff, as we need our 2 teams to be joining the private lobby anyway.
These are our weapons to start us. I'm hoping I got this right. Team. I sure did. We are starting us off for Team Goo with our custom GooTuber, Octobrush, Ballpoint Splatling, and the M-Perry Splat Dualies. Going up for Team 3, not to be confused with Team, we will be seeing the Galuga Dualies, the Nautilus 79, the Fresh Squiffer, and the Tanatech Splattershot.
And I have a lot of familiar weapons here, but now we have the addition of a custom GooTuber and an N-Parry into the mix here to switch things up, both of which rocking a curling bomb as well to increase the amount of mobility that the entire team has.
You know, we might decide to ban, well, it isn't looking like it's coming back, which is both a good thing and a bad thing.
And we are going to start on Tower Control on Anchovy Games. Going to be a very interesting one to have.
Fine, I guess you could say that Paragraphs put up an awesome fight, but they didn't write me a paragraph. So, we're throwing hands.
Friend request.
I don't know whose hands we're throwing.
Oh, okay, yeah, there they are.
I forgore. Well, I'm not the one who forgore, but
let me just get those friend requests in. I was just kind of hoping that the ones I accepted before the stream were enough. The PB might die as a result of this, but oh well.
We can hope it doesn't. Oh man, look at that Totodile go.
Yeah, he's having a time.
Oh man, who killed the cat? You hit him for 7,856 damage?
Yeah.
Alright, I've got a 4 in there. You hit him for 78,465 damage? Dude, that's not enough to kill him. What the heck happened?
Oh, thank God. It looks like everything is A-okay.
Okay, who didn't put in the tag? Come on. You were like so close to greatness.
It's fine.
Andre, we're having a talk after this.
All right, so
you know we're gonna have a lot of talks after this, actually. Like I'm kind of concerned on how many talks that we're gonna have after this.
Oh, I am being told it was actually a 2-1 for the match with Team 7. Okay. We'll fix that in the bracket in just a moment. Yeah, assuming that everything is ready, it looks like we have Chaos Child, that guy, Simple Rose, and Anakin on that team. So we will. That is going to be the Bravo team. Okay. If I have this correct, let me just double check. Chalon just being a little bit of a bitch right now.
What is it not? Also, I guess since we can do this team was selected as team because they were, well, like the other team that we just watched, they decided to give me one-word answers and write me a paragraph, which by the definition, by Webster, is not a paragraph. And since you didn't have the time to write me anything more than one word, I didn't have the time to write more than one word either.
Okay,
We here at Rondo are very petty.
Yep, okay. Yeah, alright. Everything looks good. I just needed to double check things because I had to just click around everywhere on Discord and on Challenge. Alright. There is a copy pasta going on in the chat. And I'm all for it. Alright, so going into this match, we are still in the Inkjet Mile High Club. This is going to be a fun one to commentate because on one team we've got someone named Chaos Chow and Sinful Rose, who is also Chaos Sinful Rose. I shorten them to Chaos usually. And then meanwhile, we have someone on the Alpha team who is going by Rose. So, you know, this is going to be fun. Anyway, let us see how the Tower Control Inkjet on Anchovy Games ends up shaking things up.
Let's go, Par. By the way, Par is Par 2. I can use her first name because we are tight like that. Yeah, I know top players, but it's not a big deal to me, lol.
God damn it. Alright, we've actually got a significantly more stealth jump coming out in this all Inkjet format now. Which, so we're going to have an interesting... so it's going to be a little bit harder to punish those Inkjet landings.
As we are seeing team going into the middle and holding out that position, we are really going to need to find a better way to
It's looking like it's going to be a remake because the Gluga just immediately disconnected with less than 30 seconds. Alright, let's... Okay, if anyone is in the stream, please just please just KO. Please just KO so we can remake.
We aren't going to punish you for playing through to randomize a tournament, just to spin in circles or something like that.
Yeah.
First, if someone can draw me in Among Us right now, they get 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we have the, so yeah, right, we're going to be following the same rules that we always do for PSL. You get 1 Grace DC for the set in, and then after that, it's just going to be as it is. Draw Mogus. Jeez. All you need to do is you need to just use that one mod. Someone posted on Twitter.
Do the Amoga stamp. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-dum.
Boom bum.
Bum 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 bum. Ba da 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 dum.
All right, let's try that again.
Run that back. Run that back. Ayo, Chief. Run that back.
Yeah, this will not count.
If you have any issues, please post them in the Discord or DM me or Par. The chat is one way of getting us to see it, but keep in mind that we are more active on our Discord.
It's easier to see Discord when there's notifications there. And we just need the fourth member to rejoin. It looks like it was Chaos Sinful Rose that ended up disconnecting. Well, here's hoping that he ends up being able to rejoin no problem. And there he is. All right, let's get back into this. Yeah, it was 2-1-7. Yeah, okay. All right, run it back, run it back, run it back.
Rerun that, rerun that.
All right, let's get into this match for the first time, for real this time. Oh my god, you lunatics have found 5 clips already? I am shocked.
There's 5 clips?
5 clips already, jeez, yeah.
I want to see, when we go to intermission, I want to see this. Speaking of seeing those, we're going to be, well, seeing these both teams rushing in a response. Sinful Rose is not moving. They are currently back to moving a slow start, but a start nevertheless, as team is getting that quick opening into middle.
All right, moving swiftly along, we are going to see currently what seems to be a little bit of a stalemate. Neither team really getting onto the tower quite yet. They're looking for picks before they commit to one. Team ends up taking the first casualty in this little fight. Inkjet is popped. Inkjet is popped in response.
Inkjet duel! Another Inkjet is also popped in response as neither of the Inkjets are able to find each other. Doesn't get the splashdown, the landing on the Inkjet. Goo, the Squiffer finding the pick that they need to find as Team
3 finally
Team 3
has managed
is grabbing
to
the tower.
Team 3 finally managing to make their way up here. The tower is slowly moving along, but it looks like Anakin is going to need to be the one staying on the tower for the time being. Because no one else is quite able to get up to there. It's not much of a push, but it is at least a lead for the time being.
As Team Triple D or Triple T is getting themselves into mid position, finding the picks that they need to, getting the Galuga Dualies out of their area, and what a snipe from Andre as he gets put back in that mid position. Huge plays by him, showing off what he learned and going down to a well-placed bomb.
Very well-placed Splat bomb, very well-placed Inkjet shot, just a jump scare from that perspective. Very nice. Oh, and Annie ends up going down to an errant Inkjet shot.
As Team Triple T's is getting themselves into the mid, once again getting in the push, finding themselves back in the lead and getting onto that checkpoint. Squiffer panic inkjetting, though going down with but taking out the M-parries with them with that trade. Anakin going in for that jump, finding the pick that they want to find as Sinful Rose is continuing to get into mid.
Gets into mid, they manage to stuff the push, although not before half the checkpoint goes down, so it is a little bit more of a lead now. Someone needs to get on the tower to capitalize right now, but it's entirely possible that they're being held up at the moment.
Team Triple as Team 3 is making that push, the Dualies being an annoyance as Dualies normally are, finding the pick on the Galuga Dualies, going to find the pick on the T-Tech along with that. Inkjet coming down from the drop, going to be, well, finding themselves still alive. The suction bomb taking out the M-parries.
Very nice indeed. Right now, this is actually more of a battle of inches than Walleye Warehouse ended up being. Currently, it looks like because of the frequent Inkjets flying, and as well as the strong range on both sides, it is very difficult for both teams to actually try and get a push started. Toxic Mist on the tower is a very nice asset. Oh, speaking of Amogus, there you have it.
What?
In the background.
Oh.
There's a drop.
I just noticed that as that guy is continuing to make that push, getting discovered by the Empire Dualies in the middle of a fight, going down to the Empire Dualies as their teammate is going to also be going down to the Empire Dualies, finding themselves on a 2K, going for that 3K, looking to get the quad. They get the quad! As that is a team wipe from the Empire Dualies. Congratulations, going on to continue making their push.
Always does me proud whenever I see an Emperi do that. I love this weapon so much. I wish it was better in comp.
Who knows, maybe it'll be better in Splatoon 3 with the hopeful inkjet bops. I forget if we are able, if there is an inkjet set in the Splatfest demo.
I believe there is. I think the special that isn't in the Splatfest demo is actually missiles.
It's missiles and rain.
Yeah, those two aren't in.
Which are kind of the two that I wanted to be in, because I wanted to see what they changed about rain, because it would be kind of underpowered compared to the other ones.
Yeah, it would seem so. Anyway, that discussion is for another time. Checkpoint 2 is now gone. Team managing a pretty good push right now. With very little time left on the clock, they could end up closing it off of this.
We found ourselves from a game of inches to a game of miles comparatively, as team is currently in the lead, holding mid out really well. We are switched into overtime, which means that that tower goes bye-bye, so does this rest of this game. 2 go down, huge picks from the Inkjet, finding themselves in a really great position. That guy is the guy right now, as it is just Andre remaining on Team Triple T. Another Inkjet's coming out, Andre's going down, the Inkjet's landing, that guy
goes down,
continuing
Swiffer
to be
down.
that guy, going the distance, as we are still in overtime. Checkpoint 1 has been passed. It is just the GooTuber remaining for Team Triple T's.
Oh, getting bullied out of position, having to drop down, having to go behind. Still managing to stay on the tower. Oh, no.
No one's on the tower.
No one's on the tower. They get team wiped.
No.
Oh, that was so close. They almost managed to pull it back, but not quite. Jeez. What an insane last gasp, but unfortunately, for Team 3, it was not quite enough. That guy popping the hell off right at the end there. But Team is up 1 game now. Alright, where are we going next? We're going to Rainmaker Manta Maria. This one has the potential of being over very fast, but I hope not.
We will find out, definitely.
We will find out very shortly. Going into Rainmaker, once again, the weapons are locked in place. You can switch them amongst your team if you like, but if not, then go ahead and get this started.
Amongst. Oh no.
Very close game to start out. It could go either way for this one. I would love to see this go to game 3 as well, just for the hype factor alone.
So whilst we're waiting, chat, would you like to throw out some guesses for the other remaining, well, themes that we have from the names? For those who do not know, our current names of our themes. For semis, we have The List. For bronze, we have B&B. And finally, for our finals, we have the Misery Round.
The Mystery Round.
Misery Round. Well,
what is the list?
What is the list? What lists are commonly said?
Misery Round. Yeah, that is what it sounded like.
I will say that it is not toxic miss subs. I will say that.
I am actually surprised at how many people got that misdirection. All right, moving on to Manta Maria. This is one of the potentially shorter Rainmaker maps if something ends up going badly. But we will see what ends up happening as the mid-fight is getting underway.
As both teams are looking to get that early pop, Inkjet coming out, finding a pick on Sinful Rose. Team TTT is getting out that double kill to start us off, though.
Triple kill,
Team 3 is able to pop the Rainmaker to stall them some small amount of time.
Looks like they're going a safer but slower route in order to push the Rainmaker, as Rose ends up trying to make some space with the Octobrush. Ends up popping their Inkjet, trying to see if anything can happen. Oh, gets dunked on from above by Annie.
Ooh, what a dunk, what a shot, as Team 3 is now able to get that Rainmaker and maybe hopefully start up a counter push. And Inkjet coming out from Team 3, gonna be applying a huge amount of pressure that Empire Dooley's not carrying, though. Annie finding the single pick and almost getting that double kill, but allowing the rest of their team to push up and get the Rainmaker into a better position.
Quite an interesting, quite a good counter push going on right now. We're kind of back to a mid situation with 3:30 left on the clock. Right now, team, not quite able to find as many picks with that Inkjet. Errant Bomb manages to pick them on the rebound. Now it's gone down to a 3v3, 2v3 now. As this might be the opening Team 3 is looking for in order to get a push started of their own.
Especially was just like one remaining on Team TTT. It was Annie in the base, ready to make that push. Chaos Chow picking up the Rainmaker, going the jump, finding themselves one away from the lead, taking the lead and continuing to make that push, bringing it all the way to 38, though with Team 3 all the way still there, and 2 down on the side of TTT. They are able to pick up the Rainmaker and continue to do the push that they already were doing, bringing it to 36. Not much of a difference, but that small amount could be the game decider if it comes down to that.
Ballpoint managing to stop the 10 attack from getting anything done. Now the counter push is going to start. The Squiffer still over here, a little out of position, going to stagger that respawn as they make their way back to mid.
As Team TTT is really waiting on their specials to be put up and ready to go up against Team 3. Team 3 holding back and waiting for the Team TTT to come to them and waste their specials, as the Empire Doolies and the Galuga Doolies both go down. 30 seconds left on the Rainmaker. They definitely need to start making that push soon before the Rainmaker dies mid-push. Inkjet's coming out, trying to dunk on each other. Not going to be finding a kill for either. Annie is going to be jumping, unfortunately, straight into a death trap, though they do not die and continue to fight back, but eventually goes down.
This counter push is going really strong. Ooh, if they managed to hit the ground there, that might have actually been able to retake the lead. Simple Rose's Inkjet jump ends up getting cammed. Team 3 trying to move that Rainmaker away, but unfortunately not able to at the moment.
As Team TTT is able to find themselves 3 kills right at the end, make that 4 kills, as they are right at the end, able to pick up the Rainmaker, bringing it to a bad position. Annie doing exactly what they need to do, finding that pick on the Rainmaker, as all the players on Team TTT are currently in their Inkjet, which is allowing Team 3 to get back into positions and find that picks. 2 go down, though. Rainmaker is going to be almost popped in the favor of Team 3, who is going to be getting a triple kill, though Team 3 definitely has an uphill battle now, as they have to get to 27 to win this.
A well-placed Splat Bomb. They decide to reset the Rainmaker. This is guaranteed going to go back into TTT's hands. And they're just going to bring it back and defend. Very bold of them, actually, with 30 seconds remaining. I don't think they can afford to do this. Annie on the grates trying to find an opportunity to shoot down at the Rainmaker. That guy tries to create an opening, ends up getting picked. A bomb, though, managing to find the Rainmaker just fine.
16 seconds, though, left on the clock with 3 down on the side of Team 3. Rainmaker's picked up with 10 seconds left. Annie goes down. 2 down on the side of Team 3, and Team TTT is going to be taking our games.
Very, very nice.
Congratulations.
Tough fought match, but unfortunately, it looks like TTT was able to clutch it out at the end there after a very good push and a very good defense. Unfortunately, Team 3 was not able to hold their own quite as much. Valiant effort, though. Thank you once again for coming out and playing in our last little Splatoon 2 event.
Thank you so very much for joining us. I hope you had as great of a time playing as we did spectating. Those matches looked great. But for Team TTT, you will be moving on. You get to take a bit of a break as we go back up to the top of our bracket, as we are going to be meeting Team Blorbo versus Team 7.
Team 7, but Naruto. I am going to give a little bit of an update of what the bracket looks like right now in the channel, as we are now past round 2. According to the scores that I have been received.
Now, with the almost end of Splatoon 2, some of us are going through a very specific list. Some of those people may call this list the bucket list. Now, to those who are thinking about the names, probably just went, "Aw man, how did I not think of that?" Because bringing us on, we are going to the buckets, baby, because we're doing our bucket list is only buckets for our semi-finals.
And what a set that we had cooking for you for round 1. For our match of Team Blorbo versus Team 7 but Naruto, they're going to have to deal with what I think is potentially the most cursed set we rolled.
This is legitimately the only set that we had to re-roll.
Yeah, it was actually, like, extremely weird.
So,
has it been posted yet? No, you're working on that. Okay. I will tell you right now, our map list for this is going to be Splat Zones, Humpback Pump Track, Tower Control Sturgeon's Shipyard, and Rainmaker Port Mackerel. And we're only using buckets. For Team Blorbo, you are saddled with the Sloshing Machine, the Sloshing Machine Neo, the Tri-Slosher, and the Explosher. Whereas Team 7 but Naruto has the Slosher Deco, the Custom Explosher, the Sloshing Machine Neo, and the Bloblobber. This is, without a doubt, going to be a very interesting match. Welcome to the bucket list. Yes, I need Team Blorbo and Team 7 but Naruto to be joining the PB now. Are we having any issues right now? I don't have anyone joining me right now. Oh, we don't know the password. Got it, okay. Check Rondo channel, I've reposted it. It did not change. Alright, we're getting people in now. Alright, we're getting people in now. Alright, just about. Okay. What do we have on Blorbo? Looks like we are missing one more, and then we can go. I need one more person. Who's the missing person? While we're waiting, let me know in the chat, what weapons are you planning on playing in the Splatfest tomorrow, if you're playing tomorrow? Personally, I'm going to be going into it with basically trying out the Tri-Stringer and the Dark Tetras, mostly. I'm really hyped for the kits that they have, and just the bow in general is just like, yeah, absolutely. Got quite a few people going for the Tri-Stringer. Zephyr going on the Arrow Spray, as expected. I'm actually terrified of the Arrow Spray in your hands this game, Zephyr. Reef Slider looks really good.
I'm personally going to try and do every weapon I can. Just because I want to see how a lot of them play, but honestly, I might end up finding myself playing that Arrow Spray a lot, because it's looking to be really cool.
Oh yeah, like, unironically, they gave it Fizzy, and, it was Fizzy and, Reef Slider, and I'm like, what the heck? That is actually, like, that is actually a good kit. What the hell? It's basically just a special spammer, but, like, I mean, it's an Arrow Spray. It gets the special so fast.
And it's a good special, too.
Yeah.
I think another one I want to try is the 96, because I really started liking that.
Yeah, you got Sprinkler to worry about with that, but, like, at the very least, you got a pretty decent special on you for that one.
But there are a few other. I might try out the Luna. The Tri-Slosh I might try out, because, I mean, it's a Tri-Slosh. It's now a square Minecraft.
Cost is 200, I see, but I mean, Aerospray paints so much that, like, running a bit of special charge can offset that really nicely. Okay, who the hell are we missing?
Alexis.
Okay, what... Are there any issues right now? Are you not able to join off of anyone? If you're in the chat? There we go, okay. Let's get the show on the road!
Thank you, Alexis. Very cool. I almost read that I was playing. He said he was on League instead of the PB menu, and I read that as I was on League of Legends, and I almost wanted to commit hate crimes against him. This is Splatoon, not League.
I believe I have the correct teams here. This looks correct, I think?
Yes, this is correct.
Okay, good. Well, here we go. Splat zones, humpback pump track, with a whole ton of buckets.
Bucket. I hope you all are going to be putting the X-Splosh to really good use because, well, with splat zones, it can really cover the zone really quickly. So, it just depends on which flavor you like. Do you like the one that can get you into a situation and get you out of a situation, or one that can put you into a good situation with a bubble special?
I'm a little sad, by the way, that Bubbles didn't end up coming back. I thought it was kind of a cool special in this game, but eh. I can understand why it's gone. You couldn't carry over all of them, obviously. You know, this is going to be really interesting, as both teams have an Explosher that they need to leverage in order to keep the rest of their team alive. One team also has 2 machines. And neither of them are the K machine. As a matter of fact, there's no K machine in sight over here. It's actually kind of funny how that ended up.
You know, I would agree with you, Arbiter, but I also don't want to watch people have to play 2 Exploshers versus 1 Explosher.
Yeah, that was the problem we had when we initially rolled this. I was like, I don't think we want to see a match that has 2 Exploshers on the same team.
Like, this is a randomizer tournament, but like at some point we kind of have to like draw a line of what's fun to watch and what's fun to play.
This is going to be a very interesting one. We're going into the mid-fight right now. Autobomb going out, not locking onto anyone. Bloblobber is going to be a very interesting asset, not just for the constant pressure and paint that the bubbles provide, but also because of the fact that this is the set that has a wall. Leo getting a great angle to manage to get someone.
Hitting Alexis off the start, getting the rain ready, 2 down, are ready to start us off, continuing to get that going, throwing the rain off, and, well, just doing what they need to do to zone them out as Team... Team 7 Naruto is currently in the lead with half the way done.
Currently doing okay, but Blorbo is not out of this one yet. They are going to try and push back. Great direct off the machine right there. But the pressure from the Bloblobber and the Explosher just end up bullying Alexis away.
They have the Ray ready, popping the Ray on that Bloblobber, almost getting the pick, doing a whole ton of damage, but is unable to finish it off. With 17 seconds left on the clock, they are forced to push up and hopefully get that zone contested, though 2 go down, make that 3 down with 4 seconds, and that is a 100-0 push. Very unfortunate for Team Blorbo on getting this map with their comp. The Bloblobber is just untouchable if you play it right on this map.
Unfortunately, this is how Rando be sometimes. It was a little bit of a stomp, but the next map should be a little bit more even, as we are going to be going into Tower Control Sturgeon Shipyard. Tower Control inherently, a Bloblobber is going to be a little bit weaker, so we will see just how well they're going to manage without one. It's right there. I pray to God, PBs in Splatoon 3, let me sort the maps alphabetically. I can't find these in the default map list.
I wouldn't even be able to find them if I could sort them alphabetically.
That's impressive.
I'm just stupid.
All right, we're gonna move swiftly along to Sturgeon Shipyard Tower Control. Let's see what ends up happening here. It looks like not a whole lot of switching around is happening here. The copy pasta is strong with you.
Not a whole lot is being switched up.
Not a whole lot getting switched up. It looks like it's just a little bit of a powwow and going straight into it. Double machines in a try versus a slosher, a bloblobber, and a dream. Let's see what happens.
Dream. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Lewis seeming to have a bit of a trouble to start us off. Being stuck back a bit as a early pick from Team Blorbo is going to be finding them in a slight advantage, though this Tri-Slosh is going to be taking them out very quickly out of that advantage. Team 7, but Naruto getting off in that mid, finding the one or the two picks that they need, getting their baller up and running, and heading it straight towards those sloshing machines. Not going to be finding anyone, but is going to be taking out that sloshing machine as they are going to be going down to that Tri-Slosher.
A very good opening push right here.
The Explo, finding a pick on the other's Explo was that, well, that is very huge for them as the Explo gets onto the tower, finding the pick on the tower that they really needed, going down to the Slosher.
NBA is proving to be running rampant with the Slosher this match here. Actually going to be trying to lock out Blorbo here with on the second checkpoint already.
As Team 7 Naruto is just continuing to put on that aggression and just going for it, as we will be seeing another KO.
Wow, I'm shocked at how fast that this went.
Is...
This time I wouldn't even say it was the Bloblobber that did it in. I think it was just NBA's just kind of popped off with that regular Slosher and just murdered everyone. Jeez.
Well, congratulations to Team 7.
Oh, Joker also did it too, yeah.
Just Team 7 but Blorbo, Team 7 but Naruto. You will be moving on to the winners finals. Don't worry, Team Blorbo, though. You will get to be moving on to our bronze match.
Yes.
So you will get to be playing another round as we are heading to our semis round 2. Do not worry to the players there. We made sure that there was no Explo in here as, well, we decided it would only be fair.
Maybe we should have catered around the Bloblobber instead, actually, from what I was seeing this time. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, though. Not every round is going to be perfect.
As our teams coming up are Embers and Team. So We'll go ahead and get y'all in here.
Embers and Team, you are also going to be saddled with a bunch of buckets. However, the venue is going to be different as we are going to be going to Rainmaker Muscle Forge, Tower Control Mako Mart, and Splat Zone Snapper Canal.
We do indeed take tips. We're not telling you how to send them to us. Carrier pigeon?
I prefer the telegram.
You know, etch it into stone.
Burn it into a grassy field.
projected onto our satellite.
All right, so
Those are your weapons to start us off for those who aren't on the Discord or are just not willing to look. For Team Embers, you will be having the Slosher, the Tri-Slosher, the Sloshing Machine, and the Soda Slosher.
very aggressive comp out of that one.
For Team Slot, you will be having the Sloshing Machine Neo, the Tri-Slosher, the Blah Blah Deco, and the Tri-Slosh Nouveau.
Now here is going to be an interesting one where we're actually sharing quite a few things now between the two teams. Both teams have a machine, both teams have a Tri-Slosher, though although Team is rocking two Tri-Sloshers of different varieties, we have two regular Sloshers of different varieties for Team Embers instead.
Was Team having a way more aggressive comp than Team Embers, and we'll see if Team Embers will take the range advantage against them and how it will end up working out, but we can only tell by time. As we are just waiting on those to join the match.
Yeah, I always imagine that there might always be like a little bit of room for, oops, we need to buy the weapons. But yeah.
It is the end of Splatoon 2, and I thought we would be over this by now, but alas, we are not.
Man, I've got a whole bunch to take a look at later. Okay, we have all Team Embers. We're missing one from Team. By the way, I would like to take this time to give a brief shout out to the 3 people who had to emergency sub for people who couldn't make it tonight. Those 3 people being Chaos Info Rose, M, and Monkey. Thanks again for being available on such short notice and making sure that we still had full rosters for all of the people who could be here tonight. Just one more off of Team, and we should be good to go. We're gonna wrap this up in like an hour or so, or however long this ends up taking, and then like I'm gonna be playing Splatoon 3 in like when I get home from work tomorrow.
I feel like all of us are.
Jeez. God, and after I get my taste, it's gonna be agony waiting the next the 2 remaining weeks before I'm able to get my hands on the full game. Play the single player, which is looking a hell of a lot like Octo Expansion in terms of its structure, which is a good thing in my opinion. As well as also just being able to like unlock the weapons I want nice and quick. See what other kits that might be lurking in the game that we don't know of yet. God, I'm excited. The worst part is that 2 months after Splatoon 3 is out, I'm also going to have Pokemon Violet to work on. And because of the fact that I'm crazy and I want to compete in that game as well, it's gonna be nuts for me in this upcoming year. All right, everyone's in. Who is the alpha team again for this? Let me double check. All right, team is the Bravo team. Okay. All right, let's get the show on the road. Rainmaker Muscle Forge, once again crossing off things off the bucket list here. Once again, we have a slosher, a tri-slosher, a sloshing machine, and a soda slosher versus a sloshing machine Neo, a tri-slosher Nouveau, and a blah blobber Deco. Butters, you're still here, right?
I sure am.
All right, cool.
I'm just responding to a few stuff.
Gotcha. So far, so good. We have after this, we have two more sets and two more themes to go through. For our bronze match, the theme is going to be B&B. And then for the finals, it will be the mystery round.
We're in the misery round.
The mystery round.
Because we were too lazy to actually spell check it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You get the point.
It's just fine. Going into our match on Rainmaker on Muscle Forge. Both teams coming out ready to roll, ready to bucket, and ready to throw down if you may.
This is going to be an interesting one with all of these buckets flying, all these bombs flying. The pop goes in favor of purple. Team manages to get the first pick, however. 3 down immediately. That is very dangerous on a Rainmaker. The last going back on an ink rail in order to try and help coordinate a defense.
As Team TTT is going to be going 2 down right now and haven't really left mid, allowing the rest of the rest of the other team to make their push to get into the positions and get the pick that they needed, as Team Embers is getting back into mid as 3 go down on the side of TTT, allowing Team Embers to get into their mid positions and find the picks they really need.
Yeah, so far, so good right now. Embers looking to retake momentum and get a push going. Maybe actually getting somewhere for this one. Rainmaker ends up going down before much ends up happening. It looks like this is going to be a slow scorer, it looks like, based on how both these teams are playing. A lot of zoning happening right now. Missiles coming down, managing to get the blah blobber. Ray comes out to help support, and there are 3 down right now, so this is going to be an easy lead and a huge push from Team Embers.
Team Embers continuing to make their push, bringing it all the way up to 21, as they have the Rainmaker up on the top of their hop that they could use to get onto the Rainmaker. They have a straight line to go into it, but they go down at 15, though that is a huge lead to get to.
Rainmaker being picked up by team. Blah Blobber ends up picking it up, so they won't have its paint support, but they are going to take it through a Rainmaker free zone in order to drop it down. And unfortunately, into the loving embrace of a slosher.
As Team Embers is popping the Rainmaker once again, and are getting the aggressive that they need, getting the bomb rush off, finding 2 picks. Continuing to go. Rainmaker has not been picked up, though, by the team that popped the Rainmaker. Blob, taking out Team Embers Soda Slosher.
The double kill off of the burst bomb rush really goes to show just how quickly how quickly that the burst bomb rush can actually kill people. It's a rare special for a reason, folks.
As Rainmaker is looking like it's just going to be reset. Bomb Rush coming out to get try and get a few picks off of the Rainmaker reset, though it isn't going to be finding anyone, and the Rainmaker is going to be popped by Team Embers once again as they're going for the push. Rainmaker finding 2 people with a single shot as they are continuing to make that push, though the Tri-Slosh will save them from losing just for now.
Yeah, but with the coverage of this Stingray to back up this push, as well as a bomb launcher in order to help try and clear the space, it's looking like it's possible that Embers might be able to KO here, but thankfully a stalwart defense from Team manages to stave off the Reckoning for now, and they'll be able to pop the Rainmaker and potentially bring it back at this point. They choose to reset, as a matter of fact, buy them a little bit more time in order to paint back the map up and reestablish map control.
As Team Embers is looking to get that map control just back in their favor before they start their push, their Tri-Slosh goes down, which is their armor, as the team gets their armor off and are able to make a small push at 55 seconds to making 3 go down, though Team Embers does have jumps to go to. Tri-Slosh trying to push up against that Rainmaker as Team TTT is just waiting for their teammates to come back from their spawn to make this next push. Andre going in to go for it. Not dead yet, but goes down to the Tri-Slosh as 31 seconds are left on the clock. Team Embers knows that all they have to do is hold that Rainmaker, whilst the other team does not hold it.
Yeah, less than 30 seconds left. Embers is going to try and hold that Rainmaker in a defensive position for the time being. They don't really have too much reason to go forward, but they should make sure not to fall back too much, because one errant pick like that, and if they manage to get enough momentum off of this, there might be enough in order for Team to bring this back. But with the Stingray at the ready, it's looking very unlikely that they'll be able to pop the Rainmaker and also gain the Rainmaker back. Oh, and it appears a Rainmaker moment just happened, as soon as it popped, overtime was over.
Unfortunate, really.
God,
Team Embers taking the first match. As Team TTT does have another opportunity to take it back, as we are heading on to tower control on Mako Mart.
Back to the shopping center we go. As soon as I find it. There it is. Moving swiftly along, and we do have plenty more to go. One bronze match and one final match awaits us at the end of all of this, so let us have a nice little bucket off.
Cross it off our bucket list, as you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now, as a reminder, even though Team is going to be... It was Team that lost just now, right? My memory is starting to go to hell.
Yes, Team just lost. Team Embers just took that first match.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so even if you end up losing this one, don't forget, you are still going to be going down to the bronze match, whoever loses this, and you will be able to fight for that podium finish.
So, do not worry too much about, taking the metaphorical L, as they might say, as you might be able to come back and still get that podium finish. And join us for our B&B to end it off.
Tower control, Mako Mart to potentially close out this set. We will see whether or not Embers can run this one through to the end. But with Macomart Tower, it might not end up happening. It's obviously going to be much slower paced normally, compared to the likes of Rainmaker.
As Team Embers is finding their first 2 picks, make that 3 picks, as it is just the Tri-Slosh left on TTT, continuing to make their push. Missiles coming out, along with the Ink Armor from Team Embers, finding themselves at the first checkpoint and past it and going towards the second checkpoint.
So far, so good. Embers with a very dominant start, going all the way to the second checkpoint, starting to try and get bullied out by the Bloblobber, but a try right in the right spot at the right time, managing to get enough pressure on that Bloblobber to take him out, and now they're on checkpoint 3, and they have cleared it. Is that it? That's it. Jeez.
And that's game.
What a strong push. Jeez. Embers will be your other finalist. And team, you are not out of this yet. As a matter of fact, stay right where you are, because we have the bronze match coming up.
And going on to our bronze match, we have our good old game of B&B, also known as Bomb Rush and Ballers.
Yep, that is in fact the theme. B&B could have stood for so much.
But we decided to go for Bomb Rush and Ballers, 2, well, sets that are decently uncommon. So we decided, why as well, bring it into the limelight.
TTT, get back in here. You're still up.
Yep, TTT, no need to leave just yet. I know that you may be all sloshed out, but you are going to get to be right back to playing.
Yep.
So
and Team Blorbo is the other one who I need to join us. For our bronze match, we are going to be giving specials out that are just the baller and the bomb launcher. It could be any bomb launcher for that matter. So there's a wide weapon pool available. However, because there's only one set here, obviously, there is only one shot of you've only got one shot to roll something good. And yes, TTT, get your butts back in here. You're still playing.
To start us off for Team Blorbo, we're going to have the Firefin Splat Charger, the 52 Gal, the Kenzo Rapid Blaster, and the Default Rapid Blaster. For Team TTT, you're going to have the Aerospray RG, the Light Tetra Dualies, the Neo Splash-O-Matic, and the Ink Brush Nouveau.
We are going to be starting this off on a Clamblitz Reef. Also, we lied earlier. We also did have to re-roll this one because we wanted to get a mix of ballers and bomb launchers here.
Yeah, but I feel like that wasn't like...
It wasn't as bad a re-roll.
It wasn't something that we had to mandatorily do. Like, it wasn't some... Like, we had this rule set in place from the start, so...
Yeah.
But anyways, as we are moving on to our bronze match, I hope all of those who have played and are currently playing, thank you all for joining us. I know that those on stream have been having a wonderful time watching you all duke it out with the random weapons, as Rondo has always been not only a tournament, but more of a spectator sport. So we thank to all of those who have decided to join us, and we thank all of you in chat for joining us.
We got so much going on over here, and I bet that with Splatoon 3, with how chaotic it's going to be, we are going to have so much fun hosting Rondo in that as well. All right. It is time for the bronze match. We are going to be fighting for that podium finish. Splatoon 3 have private battles able to host tricolor turf wars? I hope so. That'd be silly. I don't know how we'd manage to balance it, but it would be fun.
I hope it would too. I can't wait to see how the tri-colored turf wars end up actually playing.
Yeah. I surely will get a
I
taste of it in the Splatfest.
yeah, I don't know. I really don't understand how it's going to be playing because it would be weird because of the idea that you're kind of supposed to work with the other team if you're on the outsides, but
Yeah,
also not at the same time.
it's an enemy of my enemy situation. Ideally, you want to knock down the team of 4 and then focus on the other team of 2.
But it's gonna be interesting to see, especially. But it's a very interesting concept. I will have to say that, and it's definitely not a 4v4 because A, that would be unbalanced, and B, because I'm pretty sure the Switch cannot handle that.
Oh, I think it would be able to handle it. It would just be a 2v2v2v2.
Yeah,
It would also be completely chaotic, but we're playing Splatoon 3, not Splatoon 4. That's probably going to happen in Splatoon 4.
this is the closest that we've gotten to a battle royale.
Pretty much. Which, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Splatoon to eventually put in a Battle Royale type mode.
It would be interesting to see, like, if they actually would do that and how they would. Because I don't see them actually, like, you know what? We'll talk about this later. Because
Yeah.
we've got B&B to start playing. As we are heading on, getting us going, and started off.
I was also tempted to name this round the Michael Bay round, but, because all of these things explode, but, I thought this was more clever.
As Team TTT is getting an early start off, getting into the Team Blorzo's base, finding themselves 2 picks, and getting themselves into a really great position to get another, as they almost are going for the sprinkler kill, take out one, going for the other blaster. Gonna be not finding him just yet, but is still moving around.
I would just like you to realize, by the way, the Tetra is going to be able to do Tetra things like that. Unfortunate throw, by the way. But they also have a Reef slider.
Funny Splatoon 3 go burr.
Yeah. We've got a good push going in, a lot of aggressive moment happening right now, but unfortunately it doesn't look like they will have the clams in order to extend this lead any further.
Though Team TTT is currently stopping Team Blorbo from pushing out from their base, which is a bit unfortunate, but Team TTT has to back off to get the clams, allowing Team Blorbo to try and get out of their spawn. With Team TTT doing such a good job, they are almost unable to do so, but the brush on Team TTT does go down.
This is going to remove a bit of the offensive pressure. The baller goes in. Another one comes over to try and aggress while they still have a power clam even.
One of the blasters going down, the super clam being thrown into the basket, as it is just Alexis who goes down with 4 wiped on the side of Team Blorbo. It is looking not very good for them as Team TTT just continues to throw clams into the basket.
Clam after clam gets thrown in. And this is looking like it's going to be game because, like, yeah, they just had too many clams and way too much pressure. Jeez. That was rough. Nothing that Team Blorbo seemed to have been able to do in order to get this pressure off of them.
Though we are heading back to Mako Mart on tower control, which is definitely going to be a lot better for all the blasters.
Did we seriously roll that for game 2 times in a row? What are the odds?
Apparently high enough.
I guess. All right. Let's see what ends up happening when we go back to do some more shopping. Here's a real high-class bout. And begin!
Ooh, is ready for a brawl. A brawl is surely brewing.
Great Slam and then some. I need to play the Cuphead DLC. I haven't done that yet.
I need to play Cuphead.
You should. It's a very good game.
I heard, but like, I haven't gotten around to play it, and I don't know if I ever will. It's kind of one of those games that I'm like, man, I want to play this. But what if I didn't? What if I continue to play the games that I already own?
Could try playing it co-op over Parsec. I'd be down.
We could. Or, the Steam thing. Whatever they have.
Either or, yeah.
Started playing Enter the Gungeon again. But that's a story for after the match.
Oh yeah, sure. Good day for a swell battle.
Teams are ready to bout. Go! With the blasters able to hold out that tower from a very long range, it's going to be very interesting to see how Team Blurbo takes advantage of that. The Charger getting rushed down from the start by that brush.
At the same time, though, the Tetra end up being the first casualty and not allowing them to get away with their nonsense again.
Alexis jumping straight into the brush, unfortunately, as Team TTT currently owns the tower. One of the blasters down. It's just the Charger as the other blaster goes down. The 52 gal waiting for the moment to strike, popping up, grabbing them one pick that they need, and trying to go in for the next.
Very, very strong-looking performance. However, it looks like the push is going much slower this time around. Blorbo actually managing to mount a bit of a better defense this time around. The Tetra's managing to get the slip on the 52 gal there.
The Dark Tetra Dualies doing Dark Tetra Dualies things and zooming around, finding themselves the triple kill as the rest of Team TTT continues to make their push on that tower, bringing it to the second checkpoint and almost past, and we are past the second checkpoint as the tower is riding itself all the way towards that third checkpoint. We get to zoom in on it as Alexis getting run over by the baller as Team TTT has made it to the third checkpoint and past it.
That's a team white one. Hail Mary. Oh, the Hail Mary almost doing it, but there's one more team member left alive. And that's it. Geez, Team TT wanting to just get that podium finish with no strings attached. They just go for the throat and just that's it.
Unfortunate for Team Blorbo. Thank you to both teams for joining us tonight. I know it was a long night, and we are very sorry for that, but we wanted to give a show to end Splatoon 2. And speaking of a show to end Splatoon 2,
we have one more match. One more final match in which we are going to have Team 7 but Naruto take on Team Embers in a best of 5, as is tradition, in the mystery round.
So, as many of you have guessed, well, not guessed, but seen, we were pretty lazy on naming it. We didn't feel like spell checking it. So we decided...
A lot of you read into it.
Why not be even lazier? We decided...
before you reveal it fully, you read into it like it was going to be some sort of grand hint. Mystery round, right? Could be Toxic Mist. Could be Ink Storm. Could be all manner of things. However, we dialed it all the way to where it should be. This is Rondo forever, and the Rondo embraces total chaos. We turned on every map and every weapon for this last round.
So, join us for our final Splatoon 2, our final Rondo for Splatoon 2 by putting on the full Chaos goggles as we head on to Splatoon 3, the game of chaos, with all random weapons, all random maps, and
even ones that are not normally PSL legal, so Have fun with that.
And of course, as hateful tradition, we end on Game 5 with Black Belly Rainmaker. Which always shows up for me.
Some people like that map. I don't understand those people. I consider it to be very cursed.
Our final weapons for today on For Team 7, but Naruto, you will be having the NZAP 83, the Cherry H3 Nozzle Nose, the Ink Brush, and the Aerospray RG. For Team Embers, you will get the Clash Blaster, the Rapid Blaster Deco, the Gold Dynamo Roller, and the Sploosho-Matic. For our amazing maps, we will get to be seeing Tower Control on New Albacore Hotel, Rainmaker on Kelp Dome, Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy, Splat Zones on Walleye Warehouse, and unfortunately, if we get to Game 5, Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skate Park.
Consider yourselves lucky you dodged Arowana Mall and Moray Towers with these settings.
So, join in, square up, and hopefully to those, enjoy our last Rondo, as we are going where no Rondo has ever gone before.
We're missing one member from Team 7 but Naruto. And then after that, after they join, we can say our final goodbyes to Inkopolis Square.
As I'm not gonna lie though, it's not really a bittersweet goodbye for me. I'm ready to get out of this game. I'm done with the armors. I'm done with the Tana missiles. I'm done with the Inkjet being mediocre at best by itself. I'm done with Splashdown being the worst special in the game. Why couldn't they have made it better? Apparently we're done with bomb rushes.
You know, it's a change that I'm honestly kind of okay with, because I thought bomb rushes were kind of boring, conceptually.
Yeah, but it also was kind of like one of those staples that I expected to be in every game. Like, it's a boring baseline where it's just like, yeah, we're boring, but like, you know, we're gonna be the same throughout the games. You can just come on over and accept it.
We are going in Team 7 but Naruto and Team Embers. You fight to see who embraces the true spirit of chaos.
Well, personally, I'm gonna root for Embers, as you have, well, never disappointed, and you took out Team Didn't Write Me a Paragraph. So, big ups and huge W's. So let's see them.
Nice host bias. That being said, I've got my own bias because my fellow Inkslinger Neo is on Team 7 but Naruto, as well as Springs. So, you know, I feel as if like I gotta be in their corner. If only a little bit.
At least for our TO biases, we have both TOs on either team, so it's like equaling out, I guess.
More than anything else, though, I want a good-ass set to close this out. Let's give Splatoon 2 the send-off it deserves. It might have been flawed by the end of it, but this game is responsible for the PSL even existing, for this community, for this tournament for even existing. So, as much as I am, like, done with the overall meta of the game, I really cannot actually hate this game for any reason whatsoever, even in hindsight.
Neither can I. I can really despise what this game has become and look back on ballpoint meta and think about how objectively better that was than it was right now.
True.
Why can't we just have gone back to that? Hey, Pro Meta was better. Like, can we just go back to that, please? Why'd they have to nerf Ballpoint? I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know.
that because it was my main, but like, still, why'd they have to nerf it?
All right, we are loading in Team 7 but Naruto and Team Embers to fight it out on New Albacore Hotel. I believe the second time we've seen this tonight.
It is the second time that we have seen this.
Yeah, it was all the way back in round 1. It was forever ago, really.
As the brush on Team 7 but Naruto goes down as Team Embers takes the first lead, or its first steps onto the tower with the Clash Blaster and the splash going down. Looks like one of them took a dip in the water. Team 7 but Naruto is getting their bubbles off, but Team Embers popping it an armor to counter it.
Dynamo looking to get around into a better defensive position now. Trying to head off anyone. Using the vertical flicks extensively, managing to get a pick off. And a Stingray is going to discourage that tower from being ridden for too long.
Dynamo Roller going down to the splashdown as Team Embers has Team 7 but Naruto really stuck in a corner right now as the splash comes in and goes down to the brush, but Team Embers has the ability to take mid now.
Leo managing to run through the Clash Blaster with that arrow spray, that golden trash can, as we've all come to call it.
As the baller is coming out from the arrow spray, though the other team does have armor, so it isn't going to be as effective. Backing up just barely enough to not get hit by that inkjet shot. Splash on the tower to, well, put it back in the favor of Team Embers. This is definitely a game of inches right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right now, Embers is looking to find that opportunity to try and find a way to push forward. With a Clash Blaster and a Sploosh, it is entirely possible, and the Stingray does help defensively by quite a lot. But with the overall aggression that is able to be used from the N-Zap, the Ink Brush, and the Cherry H3 to some extent, Team 7 is going to make things very difficult.
As Team Embers is really trying to get that tower past that checkpoint, but is unable to. The jump not going to be doing much, but at least it is going to be putting them in a slightly better position with the Clash Blaster finding the pick that they needed, though they are stuck in the rain and do go down to it with 2 minutes left on that clock. Team Embers really needs to find the picks that they are finding right now. They continue to make their push, hopefully bringing it to the checkpoint. Inkjet coming out to, well, zone out the other team just so they can get to that first checkpoint. Bubbles coming out, splashdown to get them out of there. 7 seconds, splashdown onto the tower, though it isn't going to be much. Lead will change into the favor of Embers as it is just a Clash Blaster left alive on Team Embers.
Very convincing team wipe there. Unfortunately, they did end up losing lead off of that, but this is going to afford them a very good reset and a lot of momentum going into this next push. Checkpoint is taken. Sprinks goes down. A bomb going to try and keep things going. Go down to 72, but the tower ends up getting pushed away from the checkpoint, and the timer will reset back to its maximum number. And this push looks like it is over for the time being as Embers is retaking mid.
Splashdown coming down from Vince, finding the arrow spray, going for that H3, getting the H3, 3 down on the side of Team 7, but Naruto, as that is allowing Team Embers to get to the first checkpoint once again, or at least close enough. With 50 seconds left on the clock, all Team Embers needs to do is hold their positions and continue pushing that tower so that Team 7 but Naruto doesn't have enough room to move.
Inkjet looking to cover this push. They managed to get past checkpoint 1, a huge huge boon for Team Embers as they all crowd around the tower, the splashdown trying to protect it. A curling bomb, another curling bomb, this sploosh just trying to cause a whole bunch of havoc, buying enough time to get to checkpoint 2, and even managing to hold off the dynamo in order to get onto this. A Stingray on the tower to provide additional cover as they continue trying to make this push as the entire team is on the tower.
As 5 seconds are left on the clock, Team Embers is still on the tower. 2 seconds. No, the tower is flipped in the favor of Team 7, but Naruto, but they have a huge push with 2 checkpoints and half of the last checkpoint to get through to win this in overtime. It is looking dire for them, but it still can be done. Brush going for the splashdown against the Dynamo, getting them dead already as Team 7, but Naruto knows what they have to do and are looking to go for it. It is all up to Team Ember to see if they know what they need to do and how to counter this play.
MX Joker managing to cause a lot of havoc in the backline, getting the attention away from the Tower Rider at the moment, which is good because now they've managed to get past checkpoint 1. Oh, and a very good inkjet shot
right now.
sends Leo completely away, and they managed to touch the tower, sending it back and ending that push. Game 1 going.
Game 1 is going to Team Embers.
Yep, to Team Embers. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there. A very nice last gasp, but this is a best of 5, so you still have a grace period of another match to another map to see if you can turn things around. Team 7. We are now going to be moving on to our first PSL illegal stage of the night. For pretty good reason. This Kelp Dome is another one of those maps I am not going to miss.
I'm only going to miss it for all the dumb moments that I've had on it.
Moving swiftly along as we keep on doing with the Rondo, the weapons are going to be the same here. We are going to see what ends up happening as we go into the Kelp Dome for the final time. In a bit of a parallel over to, in a little bit of a parallel over from the first round where we had Radon on the undercover, we also now have, I'm sorry if I butcher this, if I don't know if it's Michael or Michelle or something like that, my English brain always just shorts out when I see things like this. Michelle, okay, so yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, so I have been, Michelle, okay, Michelle, got it, thank you. So they're apparently, unleashed with the power of the Dynamo, according to chat, according to the, many people in chat making that clear. Let us see if they can ride this power to a victory on Rainmaker Kelp Dome, of all places. Gonna get off to a pretty good start. Butters is AFK right now, that's why you're not hearing anything of him. But we've got our first push coming in from Team 7, it looks like, as Embers ends up getting a little bit stuffed for the moment. The push ends up stopping at 64, not really too bad all things considered, but they haven't managed to clear the grate, so it's going to be a little bit tough. Right now, Embers is looking to reestablish control, neither side really wanting to get onto the Rainmaker for fear of landing on a bomb, so it's just going to end up getting reset with a pretty considerable special advantage in for Team Embers as they pop Stingray, and they have their other 3 specials ready to help with this next push. Armor gets popped. Dynamo tries to start pushing in. Baller comes out on the side of Team 7, but Naruto. Inkjet as well coming out to try and help things out. The Clash ends up getting caught by NBA's. And the Rainmaker's still not really moving all that much, but it looks like Team 7 but Naruto is looking to carry this offensive momentum, and they're going to maybe try going past the tree area from the way that they're positioning at the moment. Unfortunately, not quite able to get anything started as NBA's continues to duel this Dynamo, now with armor. They have the Ink Storm to potentially equalize things, but right now this is a fight where neither side can really get a good hit off until they end up trading. Incredible. Meanwhile, the Rainmaker managed to move a little bit forward in the favor of Team Embers, and it looks like they're going to try the brute force push along the lower path, but a bomb and a baller just ends up causing the Rainmaker to have to back off a little bit, cede some of that ground, and they end up dying in mid without being able to get in there. Bit of more pressure coming in. Leo on the Aerospray trying to get to the pop, but unfortunately not able to contest the many weapons fire that's currently contesting the Rainmaker. Right now, the Rainmaker in such a position that nobody really wants to go for it. They're just throwing bombs at it, not just trying to jockey for position at the moment as the Rainmaker is reset once again. And it looks like it is going to be a Team 7 pop. Stingray and Armor going off at the same time to try and swing this fight down. They lose their Sploosh and their Dynamo in the process, however, so it is still a good defense, and now the Rainmaker is moving yet again and actually scoring more points, going all the way down over to 32 before getting splatted. Sploosh managed... So with the Rainmaker popped in this location, it is not looking like they will be able to continue this push. However, now Embers is in a pretty good position to try and do a counter push with the way that the map geometry is laid out. They just have to get through this choke point. 2 down right now. They're in a pretty good position, but but the Cherry H3 manages to get right in there and stop that push before it gets any further. Embers, however, trying to restart the push. The Rapid is not very fast at getting the Rainmaker, but manages to outrange the Cherry and get rid of them. And with this constant pressure, with this constant range from the Rapid and the Inkjet now, it might be able to be good enough with an Inkjet armor combo to get through. But right now, they're still being pinned in this corner by Tree. Splat Bomb manages to pop one, and they're going to push. They're going to push. They manage to get the lead, finding enough of an opportunity for Embers to take the lead back, and now the onus is on Team 7 but Naruto to try and get things rolling yet again.
With Team 7 but Naruto picking up the Rainmaker, they're able to move that out of its bad position into hopefully a better position. With the Rainmaker taking the front, though, it might not end up too well. Sprinks jumping down, getting splashdown canceled. Vincent able to push the Rainmaker, getting the Rainmaker kill right now, as there's just one more person left on the Rainmaker for Team 7 but Naruto, who goes down to the Rainmaker pop with 8 seconds left on the clock. All Team Embers needs to do is push the Rainmaker back into their base.
Yup. That was a valiant effort, but...
Team Embers taking the second match.
The whole match, Team 7 but Naruto was in control there. Unfortunately, the defense cracked for just a second, and now Embers is sitting on tournament point. It is do or die for Team 7. And let's see if they can clutch it out. On the map that we have prepared, Clamblitz Inkblot Art Academy. Not seeing much of Inkblot tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see how the teams adapt. This is going to be another map where I actually feel as if the Dynamo might be favored here. If they're comfortable with it, and they can position well with it, is gonna be very nice. This is gonna be the last gasp for the tournament. Life is on the line for Team 7, but Naruto. Can they bring this back with a reverse sweep? It would all start here, and we will see momentarily. Interestingly, I did notice that there were a couple of weapon change-ups there. The Cherry H3 passed hands, as well as a couple of other weapons by necessity. So we will see if there's going to be another shake-up here, or if they're going to try and stick with their game plan.
Definitely, it'll be, well, very interesting to see if we decide to switch it up, or if we will see a 3-0 to end us off. So, who knows? Let's hope for the best. Bringing us on to our last match, or maybe our last match. We'll see if Team Embers has what it takes to bring it to a 3-0 with our already said comps coming out, though it is on Inkblot Clan Blitz, which is a very fast version of Clan Blitz or a very slow version of Clan Blitz. It's a very polarizing map.
It really depends on what kinds of teams are being played, what kinds of weapons, all that good stuff. It can end very quickly, it can end very slowly. And right now, it is looking like it is going to be a slower paced match, as the Power Clam ends up getting knocked twice now, while Team 7 ends up trying to set up for a push here. And Inkjet going to bully out the Ink Brush from its hiding spot.
Who's looking to go back up there, but with the Clash Blaster sitting there, they're unable to do so. Vince trying to get another push to stop them, or at least split up the push. A baller coming out at a very inappropriate time, which allows Vince to get that pop the basket open and get them the small amount of clam lead that they needed as the Dynamo trades out.
The one Power Clam is not going to be too much of a push, and it will give plenty of opportunity for Team 7 to move back into it. They've already got a Power Clam as well as the Pity Clam if they choose to cash it in a moment. Bubbles are up, Baller is up, and all they have is the Sploosha special in order to counteract it right now. Lots of clams, they're just looking for an opportunity.
They have a baller ready right now, which they might be able to use to get in. Joker going in behind the line, spamming this way, looking for the jump. Springs jumps to the wrong person as Joker then proceeds to go down. Leo in the base, using their baller, getting the pop off. Springs popping the bubbles a bit too early and goes down as that is a ball on the ground. Joker able to get back in, though, as Towel Panda is still in the air. The Super Clam is thrown in by Joker, but is unable to throw a second one in there.
Oh, but they managed to stall long enough to get a jump but with the Pity Clam, but unfortunately Leo not able to make the throw before the clam basket is sealed back up. However, it is effectively a tie game now, and whoever will, and unless things go to overtime as it is, this is basically whoever scores next will take lead.
As Team Embers continues to try and hold that mid position, looking for their opening, maybe with Solium's Ray or just some other specials. 3 specials, though, already on the side of Team 7, but Naruto, 1 goes down, but that isn't the special that they really need. They have a splashdown to work with, and a baller, though the brush goes down to a well-placed suction bomb, with Towel Panda looking to get the arrow spray out of here, as it is now just the H3 and the arrow and the, well, N-Zap remaining.
Right now, things have seemed to have stabilized a little bit, although now Embers is looking to make a big push with the Inkjet backing them up with a jump coming in. from Michel and managing to die, but getting the power clam in for a little bit of an extra score. Although Team 7 seems to be able to get a little bit of a defense going. No, never mind. Solmu manages to actually get some extra clams in before the basket seals up, giving them a bit more of a breathing room.
Vince going in too, getting more clams in there, bringing it all the way down to a 52 points remaining. If Team Embers is not done with their push and they're looking to continue it, though are unable to.
Dynamo managing to get some key picks and pressure out. Leo managing to try and create some space with the baller in mid. Unfortunately, the existence of the Clash Blaster really putting a damper on his ability to approach at the moment.
Dynamo finding another pick on the end zap with 50 seconds left on that clock. Team 7, but Naruto really needs to get the clams together and get that push going. They do have a guaranteed overtime with their pity clam right now, but with the clam blitz's overtime being super strict, it might not be enough. The ends up going down.
We will see. Right now they do have a fair amount of clams at the moment. Leo unfortunately makes a clam and immediately dies. This is going to open up an opportunity with 2 down for Embers to make one last push and potentially seal the game if timed correctly. Unfortunately for them, that plan gets stopped short as Joker manages to get a score in and a little bit of extra, managing to give the team a little bit of extra breathing room. If the clam basket closes now, they will have one last shot at a score with overtime. They already have the pity clam up. So now they just need to find an opening. Vince takes their pity clam.
All they need to do is get one super clam and a single clam in there, and they have won the match. The Clash Blaster doing the Clash Blaster to best and stopping a choke point as it's just the Cherry H3 and the Cherry goes down, and that is game.
That is game, set, and tournament match. Ladies and gentlemen, your Rondo Forever champions is Team Embers.
Thank you all so very much for joining us today. We thank you all. Congratulations to Team Embers for taking our final Rondo. I hope all of you didn't have too bad of a time, and we are sorry for the wait, but as always, the Rondo is not only a tournament, but it is also a spectators event.
Yes, and I am very thankful for every single one of you, all 39 people who ended up signing up in total. I think it was 39 in total. Well, if we're counting the subs as well. 37 actually. No, it was actually a 40 after we count the subs. Well, yeah, a whole 40 people involved in this event, and I gotta say, I am like really proud of everyone who showed up, really happy that we had such a good turnout. This has been the best Rondo so far, and I am very thankful for everyone for showing up here. And that's going to be it for Splatoon 2 as far as the PSL is concerned.
We thank you all so very much for a wonderful 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah, like just several years of just playing this Splatoon this funny squid game with a whole bunch of people. On behalf of the officials, I have to thank this this entire community for just being so fun to be around. I've met so many people here who have turned into my friends, and it's been a blast. Like, not even just participating, but also just you know, helping run everything. And honestly, I probably would not have played this game nearly as much if it wasn't for the PSL. I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same way. So it is a little bittersweet for me to move on from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3, but I feel as if it is going to represent a bigger and brighter future, not just for Splatoon as a franchise itself, but also just for the PSL as a community, as an organization. We've got big things planned for Splatoon 3, and I'd love you to stick around to find out what we've got planned.
Definitely. And coming from a member of the community, I would like to individually thank all of the league officials. Arbiter, you were my captain for my first season. Never again. Thank you for all the wonderful stuff that you've done. I know that you are the most active in the competitive scene, and you are really great at sharing your opinions that come from there and are really good at keeping everyone on track. Kian, thank you for managing the commentators' quarter. As a person that has done commentary for a while, it has never been as organized and never been as well and easy to get everything straight and going. Icy, thank you so much for giving us someone to shout at, rolling those maps every week, and, well, supplying us with the absolutely wonderful commentary and stream assets. For for Albino, thank you so much for being our general server maintenance and doing everything amazingly well to keep the server up and maintained. And to end us off, thank you, Par, for, well, putting us on the side events. Fuck you, reaction rolls.
But yeah, with all of that said and done, that is going to be it for Inkopolis Square. That's going to be it for Splatoon 2. As I just kind of been walking around, just taking a look at all of the different parts of this game that I've spent so much time in. Just remembering just all the time I spent getting better at this game, interacting with all of these vibrant NPCs, getting to know this incredible world. And just like having so much fun with it. It's definitely a little bittersweet for me, but I'm looking forward to the future, and I'm really happy to say that Splatoon 3 looks extremely bright, based on what we've seen so far. And you bet your butts that tomorrow, as soon as I get home, I'm going live, and I'm gonna be playing in the Splatfest.
But thank you all so much for watching, and we hope to catch you at a later time.
Yeah.
PSL isn't going anywhere, and neither are we.
And with all of that said and done, I feel like it's only poetic for me to do this. Sayonara, Splatoon 2.
See you later.
Alright, let's find someone to raid. We have so many people right now. Let's keep the Splatoon content going. Who is live with Splatoon right now?
Send it to my boy Glitched Cactus 1. He is playing from the Ink Up, and he is a wonderful fella.
All right, what was the name?
Glitched Cactus 1.
Glitched Cactus 1. All right, we're going to raid them with the hashtag Rondo Forever. Thank you all once again for coming out. Chaos reigns forever.